I am a fan of Golden Hoops.
Dribbling move, goes up, scores, and counts and foul.
I'll tell you what, that's some serious dribbling against a good defender. That's done.
1 minute remaining. George has a advantage there. Anaji hangs and gets it to drop. Paul George with 23 points here in the first half.
And an efficient 23. I mean, looks good, right? I mean,
3 balls, so getting tangible results.
George, step back inside the arc. Boy, his shooting has been just...
The size of the lead here to the fourth. George, step back three. It's back for George. What a shot. 88-69 Clippers. Paul George going 0 for 6. He's now 7 for 6.
6 shots in the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. George.
Oh, bucket for Paul George.
Not this losing streak.
Early, make Paul George see bodies.
George crosses, sweeps it right back to Larry Nance.
Able to get you to help. You help off of him, then he makes the assist to a teammate.
Paul George. They did not, scoring only 81 points in a 104-81 loss. George feeling good. Gets around his defender.
Sizing up Tice. Paul George, the step back.
With 7 to shoot for the Clippers, drives in on Bullock. He goes to the nasty! The Clippers looking to push. The shot clock is dark. They're down by 2. George wants it all. The 3! Oh my God! Push the Clippers out in front. Best team in the league in terms of half-court offense. Paul George slithering his way inside and lays it in.
Paul George, go-to guy, spin, on reads it. Sometimes you just need to get an old-fashioned, you know what?
Well, here's Paul George. I mean, what are you going to do?
Paul George.
Drives on McDermott, stops on a dime. He's looking.
Pushed him to the limit where now he's not just physical, but the mental mistakes coming.
Paul George off the man screen. George working against Buddy Hield.
Which made it look, really obvious. But he's picked it up.
One far side to George. Late on the clock. Step away 3. Wow. Paul George knocks it in. They rank 29th in the league in 3-point percentage. Paul George, a little mid. Hangs and hits. 17 first half points.
Here's George.
George with a hand in his face. That's a 3. The 7 minutes he played, he had 11 points. Crosses over Jeff Green, rumbles down the lane, hangs and hits again. 13 for George.
Remember, he was 12-point Blazer lead. Paul George trying to get it off. Does for 3. Yes, and a whistle.
Tonight as well, trailing by as many as 17 to the Lakers.
George, can he get the 3 back? He can. 25 first half points.
Halfway through, down to 10 now. George, a long 3.
Bucket here, but cut the lead to 4. Hamad, they cut it.
George, step back 3, put it in.
George and Caldwell Pope will defend. Shot clock at 5. Paul George.
What a shot. Kim, 5 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. George creates space.
And makes and takes tough ones. Grant, he is 4 of 4 from the field, 9 points. George creating space.
At 5. George, straight away. 3 is good.
What a heads-up play.
George going 2 for 1. The 3. Oh, my goodness!
Does
every night.
Yeah.
He's showing up on the defensive end of the floor.
Paul George with the three. Got it.
George trying to post on Green. Great contest by Green. Better offense by Paul George. That is.
Keep this up.
But this is who he was all of last year. Counted on a foul. And when it's all said and done, George.
Oh my! Look out below! Oh, you've got to get up to throw down Paul George and the Clippers.
George drives on Brooks, spins away down the lane, hangs and hits. George picked up by Mitchell, having to really work. Awkward shot. George fires the three. It's good.
Three on the way is good by George. He's got 11.
Bulls is 4 of 14 here in the third quarter, so the defense has a say.
Isaiah has 11, Brown has 9. Here's George for 3 again.
Leading with action. Attacking the rim, JJ Redick doing what he does best.
George pull up 3, buries it, and gets the Clippers within 1.
Tested by Sexton. Sexton got a hand in there. George, though, was able to get it off the window, and the Clippers have taken a 20.
Crack here on Paul George out on the perimeter. Let's see what George does. We got a little push off there. We've seen that.
PG checks the rear view. Long strides, chops his steps into the lane. The 1-2, count it, and the foul.
6-0 run here by the Blazers. George for 3.
Lots of advice from Ty Lue and Chauncey Billups with Lowry. Nice move by Paul George.
Here's Paul George now back in the game at the 7:32 mark. He goes to work in the paint, fakes a pass for his sports moves in his ball window.
Can't forget my man Tayshaun Prince.
And here's Westbrook. George for 3.
Have their starting 5 on the floor. They've led by as many as.
Preseason is always interesting. You never know how long these players are going to play. George into the paint, lowers his shoulder, up and under, comes up on the near.
He grabs that ball kind of like Kawhi Leonard, actually.
Paul George on a 60-point man. Deep 2, just inside the 3-point.
Well, you know why he's so smart, right? I mean, he's highly intelligent, like Paul George right there with that jump shot. It's just...
George gets downhill right to the rim. Oh. George. Around Bronson. 16
Years at Florida State, the former Seminole. Paul George, he's in very deep. Reverse layup is good for Paul George.
Work out to Bouquet, getting ready to check in here. Here is George at the free throw line, extended pull up, looking for the bounce, and he will get it.
The putback.
George. Soft Porzingis.
30 is what was called Baker's night. Yeah, oh, it was Baker's night. George. Got that 2-year, $22 million contract with his performance in the playoffs. George, 3, down, and he got it. And Wiggins was right there.
Paul George, head down, shoulders leaning, right to the cup.
George goes to work on Booker, loses the handle, recovers.
To the regular season since he took over the head coaching job 4 years ago.
Again, Lillard on George. He goes to work. He spins twice. He is fouled and 1. Paul George.
Have a chance to take their first lead here in the opening frame. George fires the 3.